Stockholm Syndrome is a psychological phenomenon where hostages or victims develop positive feelings, empathy, or even loyalty towards their captors over time, sometimes to the point of defending them. This occurs despite the danger, abuse, or harm they may have experienced. The name comes from a real-life incident that happened during a bank robbery in Stockholm, Sweden, in 1973. Example of Stockholm Syndrome. One famous example of Stockholm Syndrome is Patty Hearst, a wealthy American heiress who was kidnapped by the Symbionese Liberation Army, SLA, a radical group, in 1974. Initially, Hearst was held captive and treated brutally. However, over time, she began to sympathize with her captors and even joined them in their criminal activities, participating in a bank robbery. Despite being a victim of abduction, she appeared to support the group's cause and was later arrested for her involvement in the robbery. This shift in loyalty and behavior puzzled many, and psychologists suggested that she had developed Stockholm Syndrome, a survival mechanism where the victim bonds with the captor in an attempt to reduce harm and cope with the trauma. Key points of Stockholm Syndrome. 1. Hostage situation. It typically occurs in situations of captivity or intense psychological pressure, like kidnappings, abusive relationships, or hostage situations. 2. Bonding. Over time, the victim starts to feel empathy, sympathy, or even affection for their captors. 3. Survival mechanism. Psychologists suggest that the bond forms as a coping strategy. The victim believes that aligning with the captor may improve their chances of survival. 4. Impaired judgment. Victims often develop skewed perceptions of the situation and may defend their captor's actions, even to authorities. Stockholm Syndrome is rare but has been observed in various hostage or abuse scenarios. It highlights the complex psychological dynamics that can occur under extreme stress or trauma.